Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Arcade Tokens podcast. We are the Arcade Tokens. I am the anomaly Will Ferro.
Leo Thomas, aka Mr. Slick Living.
Cloud.
And today we have us a special guest. Comedian CP is in the building. What up, CP?
What up, though? Is it really special guest at this point? Y'all got to stop hitting me with the special guest, man. It's like
only because you've never been on this particular show.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's like our homie from down the street. It's like, bro, come on. I know your mom now, man. It's not special guest.
I ate at your house 2 days ago, bro. Like, let's stop this.
But anyway, fucking dope to be here. You already know. Always a treat when the real niggas meet.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. But we had a conversation on All Def Cannabis page on Blunt Opinion that sparked this entire podcast episode today. You had brought up and spoke about having a open world Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game. We didn't get a chance to elaborate on it how we should have, just because of the topic we was on, but we wanted to give a platform for us to truly explore this, CP, for you giving us this idea.
First of all, that conversation was so dope because it made me feel like somebody else has been thinking about this for years, like I have.
Yes.
Like, I got some hell of ideas. You know what I'm saying? Like, so,
Pictures, I've never seen it.
dog. So, okay, first of all, you should be able to pick any turtle. I think you should be able to pick any turtle. The story.
How though?
So, like, okay, for example, the story should wake up as you are a turtle who, like, you've been beat up, knocked out. They've kidnapped all three of the other turtles. Splinter's gone, and you kind of have amnesia, right? The person who you can contact in your contact device is April. And so that's the first person who you can contact. And that's kind of what, she at least explains to you, who you are. And you're starting to remember. The reason why I think getting knocked out of having to remember what happened is dope is because there's like certain skills that Splinter taught y'all that you should be able to learn based on nostalgia.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so, little shit like that.
That's 4 different stories depending on which turtle you select.
Right, exactly. You know what I'm saying? And then also too, like in looking for Splinter, like for example, Rachel should always have missions because Rachel works for the news. So like everything is funneling towards Crane and Shredder, but it's really like crime in the city. Like there's stuff going on. You can shake down bad guys, and it all leads up to the same thing. But you can also wonder the world. It kind of reminds me of Spider-Man. And what I like about it is instead of swinging, they're like rolling through the sewer. So like you could like roll through and pop up in like another part of town, like kind of like a subway. You know what I'm saying?
The dope thing about that is that there's been very few, if not any, free roam games that experiment with the street level, rooftops, and below street. Like literally, like simultaneously.
You have the one that did that was Batman. That was the only one when he had to go into old Gotham.
Yep.
He had to explore through the sewer.
Sewer at will.
Huh?
You can go into the sewer at will whenever you want.
Oh no, not when you want to. Well, no, in certain spots, yeah, because there's certain spots.
It was more certain areas. It was more certain areas. Like this would be a whole different setup if you're thinking like literally every single manhole you see, you can actually jump into
and surf through
and move around the city. Yeah, that'd be a completely different.
I think that one of the components has to be staying hidden. I don't think that this is a world where the turtles are celebrities. I think that they need to be hidden. And stealth needs to be like a thing that you learn, gain the stealth meter over time through learning how to stay stealthy in the shadows.
You in this world, that trench coat was all you needed because everybody.
Exactly.
So if you had a trench coat and a hat, you could walk around like you mentioned on Blunt Opinion. You also have the van, the turtle van that you could drive around in.
Right.
But then it's like it seems like the turtles would mostly opt into sewer or on top of the buildings. Like I
think that you should find brothers throughout the game so that like that way you're not having to find everybody at the end. I think that you should find, like by the time you get to the end, you have combos that you could do with all 4 bros. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got the rabbit. What was the rabbit name? Usagi. Like people like different allies. Casey Jones. Like these are different allies that you have kind of created, you know what I'm saying, you know, and I think that you all are trying to save Splinter. You know what I'm saying? And what I think is dope is that in trying to track down Splinter, maybe you guys go into Splinter's past a little bit, like start learning stuff that he was learning and that he knew, and other people who know stuff that Splinter may know. You know what I'm saying? So now y'all can learn other skills, and that could be like downloadable content, like different scrolls. You know what I'm saying? That, you know, different missions.
You know how
and
Spider-Man had like parts where you had to be like April or Miles?
Yeah, I was about to say that. You could be Casey.
Kind of like that slowed down gameplay, even though it was cool. It was kind of like, I don't really want to be April, but it would be dope with them because not April, Mary Jane.
Mary Jane, yeah.
But with the Turtles, instead of being Mary Jane or April, I feel like it'd be dope to be Splinter for a couple of missions. You know what I mean? And that
Casey too, though. Casey as well, like a back alley fight with some Foot Clan members and stuff.
But what Pat said is so dope too, because definitely Casey really beat everybody, but to be Splinter, he probably should be the most powerful character, even though he looks all crippled and weird. Like, he should have all these moves, every move that, you know, like you could learn, he should have them all. Like, you know, in times where you have to play Splinter like in like memories, you know what I'm saying, and shit like that, bruh.
I feel like I was gonna say, I feel like Splinter and Shredder should have like a fight in the beginning, so that way you can see just how powerful Splinter is, but you still lose because, like you said, he gets taken and stuff like that. But you get to see like what you about to have with him.
What is the lore actually between Shredder and Splinter? What
didn't he make him?
Okay, so from the old movie, Splinter had a pet. He was a pet. That's it. He was a pet, and his master was killed by Shredder. That was it.
Right. But
that's right.
In the original,
that, you know,
poor dude who moved. He like trained with the Foot Clan. He was kicked out, and then he moved to New York where he was so poor he was just living in the sewers. And some kid dropped his turtles down into the sewer. He had them as pets. He saw them in some goo, and then he went to clean them up. His dumbass stood in the goo, and they all transformed right away. That was in the 80s cartoon. We just saw the pilot the other day. So it was very vague. It was very straight to the point. And then I think they made it so that in the 90s cartoon, a rat hit the goo and then grew up and became Splinter, right? He was never
like a vat of TNT like fell down the sewer and it cracked with them right there and stuff. Then like another
rat that grew up, and then the other one was like a ninja that turned into a rat.
Yeah.
Wow.
Then there's another one like where the rat and the turtles belong to a facility that Splinter funds and was experimenting on them, and then like something happened to where they flushed them down to the sewer with that stuff, and then it got into them and they turned into that. So it's like you said, it's a very vague story.
I just feel like with Ninja Turtles, like, it's in New York, right? And they've done an amazing job through the years of keeping it so kid friendly to sell a bunch of merch. But it's time to show the darker side to this. This is New York City. Like, it's gritty, it's grimy. Like, yo, let's show that side of what potentially could be a great story for these characters.
Oh, they got the comic books.
The lore. I know we got the comic book coming out with that crazy ass time thing when they did.
No, before that too though. They got stuff with like Spawn and Batman. But like my fault. Go ahead.
Yeah, but I'm just very curious on like, okay, so do we even really need the lore that between Shredder and Splinter? Or is it simply just, you know what, bad guys, good guys, we represent the good sides. Shredder's obviously tripping on something, we got to go take him down.
I think that's always been their hang up with crossing over and really being like some superhero for real shit, is that, you know, is the stakes have never been high between Shredder and Splinter. Maybe in this game, we really make the stakes high where it's like, you know, there's something that only Shredder and Splinter knows. I remember like, there's a version where Shredder was like a trainer, and I mean like a martial artist, and he was training, and then like Splinter was like his pet rat doing the moves as a little rat.
The movie.
I feel like, you know, he should like Shredder should be mutated too into something. Like, imagine like if Shredder is a piece of Splinter's cage or like the metal, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, and so like they mutate together, and so they have to, you know what I'm saying? Like, because like Shredder is just a dude with the shit on, which is kind of stupid.
if you base it off the 80s cartoon, like you could make Shredder and Splinter brothers that were experimented on. And so like you see the full thing in Splinter, and now Shredder's turning into that, and he wants to stop. And so that's why he kidnapped Shredder so he can figure out a way. Cause like, and then that's how you can tie Bebop and Rocksteady into this because they're also experiments. And so you can see like where the failed experiments come in, what he turned them into. Same thing with what was the fly, the doctor?
Baxter.
Yeah, like you can see him trying to do the new batch, and then he turns to the fly, and then as the turtles, you got to fight Baxter in like a science lab or something like that. But like you said, I think that was the like you said, that was the one thing that stopped them from making the full jump into full-fledged superheroes, and like you said, Cleo, now giving it a dark type of tone.
I feel like with Turtles, it represented for me a simpler time in the superhero storyline. Like now you got all these storylines that are damn near like West Wing dramas. You know, back in that day, it was like the Foot Clan and Shredder are trying to take over New York. The Turtles are here to stop it. You know, so
Yes.
it would be. I feel like if you made everything dark and you almost designed it like how Arkham is in the Arkham series, and you really went in on combat, because that's one thing that we
Yeah.
didn't really get from the Turtles because they were trying to be shy with the ratings and stuff like that. You couldn't really have them use their weapons, but like if you made it so it was super dark, Bebop and Rocksteady had like different parts of New York City, you know, like sanctioned off, and you really went in on combat and made it dark. This could work because I feel like the arcade game made it so that you want to play a game like with the Turtles, they're interchangeable. Like you can switch them out at any point. But I would low key, now that I've been gaming for so long, I would almost want to see this like almost like an RPG type of style where it starts when you're just a turtle without a headband, right? And you're in training with Splinter, and there's 4 distinct fighting styles that the game offers, and based on which one you like is the whatever color headband you get. So you literally get to train with Splinter with 4 fighting styles, and they're completely different. And if you mess with Michelangelo style, you will get the orange headband, and you will just be Michelangelo that whole game. And
Oh,
then,
that's dope.
and then
I
that
like
way,
that a lot. I also think that a way to do that, what I've seen video games do too. Think about this, Pat. He has like a bow staff, some size, the nunchucks, and that's like the style that you learn. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like
exactly.
katana, you know, and so you pick, and so then, you know, obviously that comes with the bandana that you choose. But
Right.
that could almost be like the training portion of the beginning of the game.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like, because I still like that a lot. Like, whatever one you choose, you play him throughout the game, but then that's who you wake up as when everybody's kidnapped.
Right, but then that way you get 4 distinct playthroughs that you can play through at 4 different times with all different styles, and there can be an online component where other turtles that didn't pick the one that you did can meet up with you guys in the city, and you guys could do missions together against the Foot Clan as like multiplayer with like turtles fighting together.
That actually goes to the idea I was saying that this probably be like I like y'all's a lot better, but just to I keep thinking this is innovative. It's what something Grand Theft Auto 5 did, where you can have like if Shredder's been kidnapped, it's like a story where y'all are separated, kind of doing stuff, so you can switch through turtles and go do different missions and stuff.
I was just, man, I swear to God, like GTA at the bottom of the screen with the little circle, and
Yeah.
what I like about that is this: all of these guys will have a different life. For example, I see like Michelangelo having like a lot of missions out of the arcade and out of the pizza place. I would see Donatello having like hella missions in like Radio Shack style places or like warehouse, you know, type of stuff. You know, Leo having, you know, like martial art, you know, whatever. Raphael just, you know, like, tuning up cars, you know, like smoking weed, like. But the point is that way their stories kind of, you know,
intertwined. So that's 4.
You would have to kind of switch. Exactly. You would have to kind of be another turtle to unlock a part of the game. You know what I'm saying?
That'd be lit.
And then it goes back to you can select the person that you want to play with, and then to also put in what else y'all said. That's when y'all doing it together, you could throw in the combos like, hey, I want to select Ralph to throw this person here, and then I'll do this combo with him and stuff.
Yeah, the combat portion got to be cold.
Fire.
Like Batman. Just like Batman's. I think that would work. with
The-
the
Did y'all like how the last Ninja Turtles had them motherfuckers looking like Mucinex? Like when they just switched up the whole
movie?
form. I'm like, bro, what is this?
the Michael Bay one.
Michael Bay one,
I didn't
bro.
like the look of those. I didn't like them.
No.
It
You
doesn't
know
seem
what killed it?
right. Like, yo, we've had the original movies we loved. For some odd reason, we liked it. They were in outfits, they were in the costume. That worked. We went into animation style Ninja Turtles movies. It didn't hit. They looked weird. And then we got the live action 3D joints, and I'm like, nah.
No.
Man, y'all tripping. That shit would
Ever
have
seen the
been fire.
Mucinex commercial?
It'd have
That's
been
what
fire.
they were.
It's
If
all
they
about
didn't have the nose, if it was like these originals with no nose, them new ones would have been fire as fuck. That nose.
they were too chest heavy. It's all about proportions with the Ninja Turtles. You have to have them like more humanoid. For some reason, whenever they made it so that they were like the heads were like helmets, or the middle part was like gigantic, it's like they started looking dumb, but it looked dope because they were like literally human ninjas, but turtles.
Well,
The
it was
best ones we've ever seen was from the first two movies. The third movie, those are the same turtles, but they had all that samurai shit on. The first two movies, like Turtles and Turtles 2, like those were the best looking turtles, huh?
No, three was the just like the first two, but they look like the picture you're seeing. They made them look more like that. Like Donatello was actually like that dark. Like Leo was a different shade of green, and then they were just covered in samurai swords. So it did look different. Like in the first two, they're all the same color, just different bandanas.
All right, so I got a question for y'all. One by one, based on like, let's say it was set up the way where it's like, okay, you train for one and you get one turtle for the entire game with that storyline. What storyline / turtle / weapon are y'all going with first playthrough?
Leonardo off top.
Really? Just to
Leo
get
off top. Just to
main
get
one?
out of the way.
I
I know
bro.
that's going to be more traditional. That's going to be more like really the leader of the entire group. So he kind of setting the pace for everyone else. So I would definitely go Leo on first playthrough, Raph on second playthrough, Donatello on third. I'm saving Mikey for last, bro, because I know it's just going to be way too fun.
I gotta go Mikey first because of how lit it's about to be. Mikey is my guy, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I gotta go. But see, I feel like Mikey's is gonna be lit. I feel like Raphael's is gonna be like hella dangerous. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I feel like Leo's is gonna be serious. And I feel like Donatello's is damn near gonna be like shriney, like, you know, like puzzles and circuits. So you know how like Spider-Man had those wavelengths and connecting. Right. I feel like Donatello's would be a full of a lot of shit like that. So like for me, it's like, yeah, Mike, Raph, Leo, Donnie.
I'm going Donnie first because that's the closest one that you gonna get to some Batman style type shit. First of all, none of these dudes gonna have gadgets except him. Off rip. If he by himself, he about to make gadgets off rip. Two, that bow staff is fire. Don't sleep on Donatello's bow staff use. Catching the Foot Clan in the alley gonna be so much fun. And then next, like you said, Raphael, just because it's dangerous, it's gonna be dark. I feel like that's the one that's gonna have like blood when you do combos. Mikey's gonna be fun, especially like riding through the sewer system if they allow you to do that. Leo is just that last time I want to play this, and I'm like, let me check out what he does.
For Leonardo?
Yeah, I feel like his is gonna be like what is it, Sekiro, and fuck Sekiro.
Listen, I read something online that was really interesting. It said a lot of people don't pick the main character as their favorite just because it kind of like it makes it seem like you're more into the show or whatever it is to say like a side character, but the main character is often overlooked. Leonardo was cold as fuck. You know what I mean? He, even though like he was the main guy, and it's like it is kind of lame to be like Leonardo was my favorite. Like he was like he had the problems that I sort of wanted later in life because it was almost like management. You know what I mean? He had every type of person. He had the know-it-all. He had the person who was too wild, and he had the person who was kind of like the hard one to deal with. Like, fuck you, I'm not listening. You know what I mean? It was almost like trying to deal with all of that, and then he was reporting to Splinter like, man, this shit is stressful. Like, like you know what I mean? So I always like Leonardo's the best. If I were to go based on my favorite turtle, I would probably agree with Will and do Donatello first. But I low-key agree with Cleo because in terms of storytelling, it probably makes sense to do Leonardo first because he's gonna probably have like some type of like main story arc. And then I would go into, for sure, Donatello because of the gadgets, Michelangelo because he's dope, and then Raphael last because he's just my least favorite turtle. It's just like I was the nigga that was just like, bro, why you have an attitude? Like, chill.
Yeah. I just like his weapons. That was it. I liked his size. But
Either.
yeah, like I like that, but his attitude though. But
yeah, he never could just keep shit harmonious. As a kid, I would be like, why don't he just listen and just stay with everybody? Like, why does he have to? Yeah, man.
Dude was legit the issue within the family. Like, yo, y'all already dealing with the entire world trying to expose y'all, get beat up by the Foot Clan, Shredder trying to dice y'all up and make turtle soup. But nah, you want to be with the bullshit, Raph? Nigga, fuck you, Raph. Get your punk ass out of here.
We're turtles. Our dad is a rat. And you got a fucking attitude with that. Like, bro, just relax. Like, bro, we got a lot of shit.
Be like, yo, nigga, like, we know it stank down in the sewer, bro. Like, nigga, just chill, bro. Like, we here. You walk on 2 feet. What more do you want?
You a turtle too, though. Like, don't stop looking at us. You're a turtle too.
That's what it is. That's what Raphael's problem is.
Shit.
He don't want to accept he's a turtle. Be like, yo, bro.
Mad, yeah. Raphael wanted bitches.
He got red though. That's what's crazy. I think that's why he got red because
right.
It's like up there with blue, and it's like, you know, orange and blue is just like, you know, we here, like we here to support, but it's like red and blue is just like.
Yo, and what's so funny is orange is supposed to make you want to like punch people. Like they said, if you wear like an orange tie, it makes you more violent and stuff like that for some reason. Like that's one of like the color harmony things, or like when you see so like how blue is supposed to be calming, that's what orange is supposed to do. And so it makes sense because think about it. They always want to fight Michelangelo because he's so goofy.
That nigga might be in the middle of a fight, like, hey guys, remember me? Boink.
And they be like, shut the fuck up, Michelangelo.
Yeah.
Like,
they want to fight Michelangelo.
Hey guys,
they always told him to like calm down. They always was like, dog, what are you doing? Like, get it together, Mike. Get it together.
This would be.
I will say this. I mean, of course, I love this idea, and I've just been thinking about it on my side. There's a few games that kind of did that whole choose a player and then beat the game of that and then go back and play it again. If they could do this, they probably should do one final chapter if you beat it with all four, though.
Yeah, that'd be.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that'd be
exactly.
If it wasn't a final one that you could switch off, that'd be dope.
Yeah.
Yeah. So at the end, if you beat it with all four of them, you get like one final mission that all of them are playable and the whole thing, and then you can just run through
that'd be dope. And you
Yeah.
collect their weapons at the end of the credit. Be like, play with the other three to get the last
final
mission.
chapter.
I don't know why it's not.
Hey,
Yeah.
Pat brought up that co-op shit earlier. That'd be dope as fuck.
Co-op
Co-op
would be
would be fire,
hard,
too.
bro. Co-op would be so hard.
Three of your homeboys can dedicate yourself to a turtle. You
Yep.
know, like I feel like if all
Fire.
four of us, so like let's see, like so if I'm Mike, Cleo is Leo, or is Pat Leo, because both of y'all was Leo. Donatello, I mean,
Who Donatello?
you.
Why I gotta be Donatello? Because I'm tall?
You was hyping the bow staff.
Man, I'm
Hyping
just,
it up.
we just having a meeting. God damn, I'm just asking for options. Wait. Shit.
I could be the nigga with the attitude. I'm not tripping.
I'm just trying to figure out
Exactly right.
who. I'm just reading the sheet on the board. Like, who got the positions?
Big
Guys.
facts.
But you know what? What's crazy though is that even though Raph is not my favorite, I love all four turtles. You know what I'm saying? I would easily be any turtle. But the point is that if all of us dedicate ourselves to a turtle and beat the game together, there should be some incentive there to unlock everything.
I can't believe that hasn't happened yet. That's actually amazing.
Yeah, somebody gotta take that.
Another dope thing too to be on here would be like survival. Like you could do solo or co-op. Like you just in a room, kind of like how they did on Batman, where just Foot Clan members just keep coming, and whoever got the highest score.
Well, here's what I want to know.
Oh, yeah.
If you were to play this game and then press the map, and then you're just looking at all of New York City, similar to Spider-Man, what type of, like, you already know the whole Shredder type of thing. That's like the main quest. What type of side quests would y'all want to see throughout New York City? You know what I mean? Obviously, like Bebop, Rocksteady. I would like to see them go really into like the Foot Clan. You know what I mean? Almost like super hardcore criminal. Like you're getting into burglaries, murders. You know what I mean? Just the stuff that they do around the city. But I'm kind of drawing a blank on like other
I would love for that to be the B story that's going on, that you kind of like how, like how Spider-Man was like, yo, oh, I'll go swing around for now and go do some other things. Like how he had the crazy ass social media lady and stuff. You could have a whole side story of like Foot Clan. The Foot Clan, I think, had like lieutenants and stuff too in they thing. So you got the recruitment process, like, yo, stop a recruitment in an alley from happening so they don't take this kid and turn him into a Foot Clan member. You got, like you said, something like pushing drugs and everything like that. Robbery, territories. Like they didn't took over this territory. This is their center, and now you got to break up this whole center Foot Clan hold, and you got like those scattered around the city.
And I feel like a good way to get into that is April, because she's on the news.
Yep.
So her giving you all these stories about these different crimes, you know what I'm saying? And maybe she's like, hey, wait a minute, that crime I told you about, someone solved it and strung up all the Foot Clan. Was that you? And you're like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
and then she start working with you.
You show up on the scene and you see Casey Jones already swinging at niggas. So it's like, oh, then you got to fight Casey, and Casey got to tell you, hold on, I'm on your side. It's dope. I think we can build it out, man.
No, I feel like they should know Casey already, and then you could do a co-op thing where y'all do the combos and stuff.
Yeah.
You know what? A superhero movie has never, or a game has never done. I feel like there is a level of annoyance that comes with having somebody like April who always needs saving. You know what I mean? Like, you know how like Spider-Man was always just like doing something, and then Mary Jane would be like, yo, I was just thrown off of a bridge. Where are you? You know what I mean? Like there's like, there has to be like some level of like, damn, this shit is kind of annoying. So it would be dope if, like, let's say all four of us was on co-op. We were just doing our shit during the main quest. And you know how like when you swing around as Spider-Man, those random crimes pop up, and you can choose to let them happen or you can choose to go. Yeah. It's like if you let them happen, nothing really happens. It just fades away. But like, if you think about it, if you don't do it, somebody probably would have got killed or someone would have got robbed. So it would be dope if like April notifications just kept popping up, like, yo, I'm so over here, something's happening. And if you choose to not go, she dies and can't help you in like later parts of the game.
You gonna kill
look. That's like hella extreme for her to die, but that's dope. But what about this though? I agree that something should happen for you not taking those missions. And what about if the enemy gets stronger? Like, they get harder to fight the more crimes that you let continue to happen.
That's true.
The plan's getting bigger and bigger, more recruiting.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The clan gets bigger and bigger. So you have to maintain the size of the clan by taking the side missions. We can't just breeze from boss to boss. We have to continue to, you know what I'm saying, like break up, because they get territories. If you miss 10 crimes in an area, now that's like a stronghold gang territory. Yep. It's harder to complete missions over there. You know what I'm saying?
And instead of killing off April, let her get beat up, or she's been suspended and stuff like that. So now you got to try to figure out these things.
Maybe her tips got to slow down. Her tips slow down. You know what I'm saying? Because she's fucked up. Yep. I'm in the hospital. I'm not doing the news, guys. You know that. You know what I'm saying?
All right. So here's something fun that I want to do. We did a lot of like bringing stuff that was already into the cartoon, like into the game. Is there any like new storyline that you would add to the turtles just to like spice it up? There might be like a new villain. I would personally make something up with the subways, or I mean not the subways, the sewers, to give you a reason to fight down there, because you know they be fighting down there every now and then, but they usually transition up to New York. But like I feel like the best way to use how you move around is to put a reason that moving around in the sewers isn't as safe as it is on.
I got one perfect. Bebop is testing a new form of TNT, and it's moving across the city as a drug. So that's the new drug. So that's like the new cocaine and stuff like that. And so once they didn't like, they didn't freaked and geeked out, they go to the sewer, because they can't be seen in public. They can start turning green, start mutating and stuff. And so now they go into the sewer safe haven. So you got to go down there, like fight nests and stuff like that. Or when they try to like bust out to be able to try to get stuff, but then you find out what's really going on is that they used to be human, and that Bebop been messing with these people, and that's part of the storyline. You got to stop it.
Yeah, I was only gonna just chime in and say, you know, how were the turtles made? The turtles were made in those sewers, so there could be some other stuff going on in the sewers, other things being made The same exact way.
Gigantic.
And you gotta fight them. You gotta fight them in the sewer.
You know what I would like to see? I would love to see if like the first half of the game was very Foot Clan heavy, and you were just getting used to the sewer system. Because you got to think like if you're making a game, you have to like if you're introducing something as new as like free roam sewers, you want to give them a chance to be doing that, like doing tricks and shit, being all comfortable, going skating and shit in the sewer. I feel like it would be super dope if like the first half the sewers was like how you got around and everything was very Foot Clan heavy on top of the surface, But then just to piggyback off of what Will said, if Bebop was doing experiments, let's say they got a hold of like the goo that made the turtles and they were literally making like their own version of Ninja Turtles that all had black fucking masks. So if you think about it, they were like almost like the brown, how like turtles can kind of like come a little bit browner too. I don't know what it is. What if they were like browner, darker turtles, like how Donatello was almost?
A different type of turtle.
All had black masks and different ninja weapons. Like, I don't know if you've ever seen that. You remember that scene in Enter the Dragon where Bruce Lee was in the basement fighting people and they all had different weapons. So depending on who he knocked out, he got a different weapon. Like that shit was so dope. I feel like if all the fucking like black Ninja Turtles have different ninja weapons, and so at one point like something happens where they release them, and now the on top and the sewers, you gotta fight these fucking anti-Ninja Turtles. That shit would be dope.
But I think that it should be like different animals too, like turtles. Maybe that could be something like, oh my god, are these fucking lizards? You know what I'm saying? Like lizards or whatever they, you know what I'm saying? Like just keep making mutant style, that they like different levels in the game what you're fighting. Like
I would say
zombies and clickers, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I would say keep them in the sewer too, because just like how you got to unlock the city in Spider-Man, that's a way you unlocking the city in the sewer as well. So the more like hives you break up with those things, it unlocks a portion of the lower city for you to be able to go through and stuff.
Yeah, I can also chime in with the stealth and everything that's going on with that side too. Obviously, you let these damn things out, the stealth or just this obvious like the news is gonna pick this shit up if you don't take care of it.
Yeah.
Then obviously your cover's gonna get blown as well with it. So you know what I mean. It just works. It just works towards that stuff.
Oh wow! So you're saying that the more the news finds out, it's like more like cops are around. So now you're dodging,
that's what I'm saying.
Now you're dodging the Foot Clan and the mutants and the cops.
And the cops, yeah. If you don't take care of it,
you have to balance the clan, the mutations, and the news. That would be.
And April can call you and tell you, "Hey, I managed to cover you this time on this book."
April's a PR.
Yeah, I may not be able to next time.
Facts.
That'd be stressful, but that would be dope. The only thing about the animals is like I feel like the more if it's just like all of them are different animals, you're gonna have more misses. Like ninja rabbits, like it's gonna get hella ridiculous.
Okay, well then just do turtles and Bebop and Rocksteady, like 3 black versions of them.
Well, what if it was all turtles on like a Foot Clan, like low level, but then all the bosses were like different animals? You know what I mean? Like,
but I remember it was
frog.
It was a ninja rabbit on there though. That's who Usagi was.
Yeah, that's right.
Usagi was the ninja rabbit, and he low key could have beat the shit out the Ninja Turtles. Usagi was pretty dope, and he just chose to help him.
Yeah, that's true.
I think that like characters like that they come in contact with, got to go visit for help. Just open the game up a lot more, different parts of the city. You know what I'm saying?
That would be.
I love them fighting the police too, or at least having like a thing with the police.
Yeah, because I don't really remember them having like an in with the police the way that Batman did.
No, they didn't. They actually like most people didn't know like what they were. They just be like shadowy figures.
He looked dope. Damn, he looked dope. I don't remember him.
Yeah, like he was. Yeah.
I've never.
He could be included into the story too.
I had that toy. That's crazy. I had his toy.
He could be years in a top bun. That's hilarious.
That is hilarious.
But
back to what you said, Pat, though, like the Bebop and Rocksteady owning the city, he can own a part of it too. Baxter as well. Like Baxter could be doing some just off the wall stuff in the city. That could also be in the story too. All of them kind of like break loose in the city and start doing some more wild ass stuff.
It'd be dope if like one of those black bandanas, like in a fight, like somebody took off like, I don't know, Leonardo's mask and put a black mask on him. So he had like a black mask but blue everything else and his katanas. So he was like an evil Leo, but he was like black and blue. That shit would be lit.
Mention it.
I would love to infiltrate the Foot Clan, like as Casey Jones dressed as a Foot Clan member. You got to kind of sneak in and shit.
Dope.
And then get caught, you got to fight your way out.
And put the smoke screen up and take the bells off the thing and make that be like a challenge.
Yup.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah.
Actually, there's a lot of potential here, y'all. Like, honestly, it's more shocking. I'm just, of course, my brother was the bigger Ninja Turtle fan out of me and him. He was a way bigger fan. And but to know that Ninja Turtles is still relevant all this time, like it's still, I mean, because it just made it Injustice too. You know what I mean? Like they just put them in there.
That's
So
crazy,
that
right?
them being relevant this whole time is something that, you know, it's crazy to see. Many things have fall off.
Yeah.
And Ninja Turtle for some reason has never fallen
Without
off.
a consistent TV show or anything.
There was a
Right.
Dark Leo storyline not too long ago where he joined Shredder. Look at him pulling the blade on Splinter. He's got his blue bandana around his katana. Crazy.
You can put that in the story.
I just recently found out about that dark storyline that just came out where all of them but one die. And he
Have you read it?
The last
Do
Ronin.
you know who it is?
No, I don't want to know.
Oh, tell it. Okay. All right.
No, I know who it is.
He's walking around with all 4 weapons on him. That shit is crazy dark. Because like growing up,
You want to know?
we never considered
Yeah, type it to
any
me.
of the turtles dying. You know?
Tell me the whole thing.
Right.
Type me the whole thing. I want to know it. That's
No,
crazy.
do that shit
No,
later.
no, no. You got to read it, but I'm going to tell you because when you read it,
Well, then
and
text
because
me
you know who it is,
He gonna text me privately.
Oh my
privately,
god, I
privately.
can't believe it. I don't want to hear it.
Okay.
Yeah, no, he's texting him, Pat. They're gonna text each other for that one. Because I don't want to know either. I think I know already, but I think I
All
already know
right,
it
so I would say the last thing would be all that stuff that we said was pretty dark, but there's a big part of the Ninja Turtles that is silly. So like what part of the game is like the silly part? You know what I mean? Like is
Pizza.
that's what I was thinking.
Easily, yeah. Michelangelo got to get a job making pizzas. Maybe he just like goes in there with his trench coat, like, "Hey, I want to work here." And he just got his big 3 fingers, and you know what I'm saying?
yo, distractions. Like imagine if you got it like Grand Theft Auto where you can call it and you can say like, yo, can I get a whatever their particular style is too for whoever you playing with. And they'll be like the address will give it to them automatically and they pull up and you gotta distract them to put the pizza down and grab it. Remember, they always tell them sit the pizza here and then they'll leave. So it's like imagine like that's the you gotta attract them to leave the pizza and grab it.
I like the pizza being like the like sort of like the mini games that you can do. And I remember if you watched the 1980s one before they were like really heavy on pepperoni pizza, they were like disgusting. It would be like marshmallow and fish pizza or like peanut butter and chocolate pizza. So it's like there could even be like almost like a little mini game of like making pizza. And I feel like a dope ass thing that could keep the sewer travel dope. Imagine this. Remember, these niggas were skaters. Imagine they put in an engine that was just a fourth of like Tony Hawk. So like when you were going through skating, like the sewers, you could like hit like basic tricks, grind, like manual, like kind of like, you know, string things together for points. You know how like in Spider-Man, you can unlock that little perk that can let you like do those extra flips for XP points. Like that could be their version of that. And if there was like a small element of skating, this game would literally have everything.
Oh yeah.
I think that maybe only one turtle should be able to do that. Like maybe Mikey. I think that, you know what I'm saying? Like Rap should be able to drive a car. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like or the van. Maybe like you know, one could climb real good. You said what?
They all skated and they all drove the van.
That'd be like a dope DLC. Like imagine like in the game you go through a sewer and like imagine if you open up, you know, like how they had those big trenches and stuff that's inside the sewer where you could go into another sewer line. Like imagine if there's like a half pipe right there, but that's the stage. And so like you can select either turtle and you just do like a Tony Hawk round. Like you got 3 minutes to just skate that half pipe, whatever is right there, like the little grinds and the pipes and stuff. I think that'd be a dope addition.
It would.
They're rebooting the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles again. There's a brand new film in the works. I do not know if it's live action or if it's going to be animated. But with something like that happening, and like Kadeem said, this is an IP that's been around for years. And every time they roll it back out, they sell tons of merch. People are excited to see the same 4 brothers you know, could put their gear on and get out there and fight again. I just wish that they would maybe take it a little bit darker. They're kind of doing it already with the comic book. We just laid out one hell of a video game that I think should roll out tomorrow.
Yeah,
Honestly, just roll it out.
PS5 ready.
I want to play it.
That's all I'm saying. If they redoing it, then we go. Because I got a question I got to ask after this. Cleo, you should play Casey Jones.
I'll take Casey Jones, bro. I'll put the mask on.
You should play Casey Jones.
I'll take the mask.
And I will say this. This is now again. I do not mean this as a roast. CP.
I love it.
If you were to voice Baxter, that
I
would
thought
be
you were gonna
fun.
say Splinter, bro. I'm like, all right, what's gonna be War then, motherfucker?
No. But if you were the voice of Baxter, like in the video game and the live action, that shit would be hard.
Hey, bro. We love this. We love this.
That would be hard. But I do want to know, since we've talked about, like Kadeem said, the impact of Ninja Turtles to this day is still phenomenal. What other 90s cartoons could you see turn into an open world type of video game?
Can I get a Johnny Quest game?
I mean, The Simpsons. I feel like they already did it, but
They're the only cartoon that took advantage of it, really.
Yeah. You said Johnny Quest? Johnny Quest.
Can I get a Real Adventures of Johnny Quest video game? If anything, that's what we got with Uncharted. Yeah. If anything, we already kind of got that feel.
We didn't get Haji though. We didn't get Haji or Race Bandit.
Race Bandit. Hey, what you know about Race Bandit?
Well, bro. Now, if they really slick, they should throw in Quest World too.
Hey, this might not be for our age, but I feel like if you were to really get with some people who knew what they were doing and did like a open world Dexter's Lab, where you could really see, like, go into your house, go into your room and unlock the laboratory, and there's a whole bunch of shit to do in there, and you have to stop Mandark, but you also have to like keep DD out. Like there might be like a silly cartoony version to do that. I would be down to do something like that, or Jimmy Neutron, where you just have like a boy genius making gadgets and shit, because then you could fly.
Pat, I gotta be honest with you, that shit is fire, because Dexter's Lab is endless. Like, remember the episode where he went to the old part of his lab where he hadn't seen none of that shit? Right. That is dope as fuck to do.
So you could literally explain that for the first time, but you would only get it within a game, because it's a cartoon. They just did it. And they're just like, fuck you guys. But if you literally had an explanation of why it was so big and that it was only a 2-story house, that the amount of shit that he did split between the bootleg Justice League, you could have a full game.
Laboratory lockdown. Like, they could like DD fuck around and lock his entire laboratory down with Mandark inside. But not only that, there's stuff he has locked up in his laboratory that's now out.
Well, Mandark has his own endless laboratory too. You could go over there.
I see the gameplay style. Like, I love that idea. And I'm thinking, what would the gameplay style be? I think I like the idea of it being a 2D beat 'em up style, like it's a side scroller. And you're gonna have to take out what bots. Maybe these are machines that Mandark sent over.
Yep.
I got you guys even better. Fuck all that. Let's jump on the Rick and Morty bandwagon. This nigga Dexter figures out how to jump universes, and he's following Mandark throughout all the Cartoon Network classics.
Knew it! Oh, Pat. But look, Pat,
Kingdom
you ain't
Hearts,
even ready.
just like Kingdom Hearts.
But you ain't ready for this though. That nigga brings in the other versions of himself from the Eco Trip movie when he was swole as fuck, and his old self. Bro, look up, Kadeem, if you can find Eco Trip, Dexter's Lab Eco Trip. It was his official movie. So he has met like 3 versions of himself trying to stop Mandark from taking over the world.
Bro, that would be so.
I'm seeing it now. I'm getting it now. I see it.
Nigga, fucking Dexter is going through all the Cartoon Networks. He meets Johnny Bravo. He meets Cow and Chicken. He meets all these niggas. And then you close it out, right? You call Nickelodeon. You say, hey, the sequel is you ripping this off with Jimmy Neutron. And he is jumping through all Nickelodeon shit. And then the third one is them like a crossover thing, and then you end the series, and then you have the most solid cartoon video game trilogy in the history of
It
gaming.
has no choice but to be solid. It has everything.
You risking it. We don't know how we'd get it, but would it be amazing? I do remember these images, but I don't remember this
I remember
movie or anything.
This movie was fire.
I remember it, but it didn't like last to me. Like I don't
No,
know
not at all.
if it went out down as like a classic Dexter, because I don't really remember what happened, but I definitely remember these guys.
It was like you said, it was just a longer Dexter episode. I think it's like 45 minutes. It's just literally he had to go through time to stop Mandar from taking over the world, and he had to use all the different versions of himself in order to do it.
So that would be crazy if at the end of the first one, fucking Dexter banishes whatever equipment that is to some other parallel universe, and they're like, okay, cool, Mandar can't get it, but Jimmy Neutron finds it because he banishes it to Nickelodeon. This nigga banished it to another channel.
That's hilarious.
That was a whole other network, bro.
I just want it to be at the end where all of that happens. You just kind of it just kind of like starts panning out, and the TV go, and it's a TV being shown, and then just you look, and it's Kenan and Kel sitting on the orange couch, like that was a crazy ass episode.
Wow, the crossover.
See, y'all went deep as hell. I was the '90s cartoon. I was thinking was the PJs.
The PJs.
Dope ass cartoon where you got to play the crackhead, or you got to play, you know what I'm saying, one of the kids or third. I don't know, but it's something, you know, just.
Nigga, that shit was creepy.
Open world PJs would be fire though.
Open world PJs, yeah.
I would play it. That shit is creepy. I hated that animation style.
For real?
That clay animation was a little
Clay
much.
animation is dope when it's dope, but when it's not, it's creepy as shit.
That's why it worked though, because like
they mob used to just be like on the like it was weird, yeah, but it was dope.
It would be just I can see that. Mine would be Beetlejuice. I would love to see a open world version of Beetlejuice.
Was there a Beetlejuice video game?
I don't think so.
Not open world.
Video game.
Not open world.
For sure, not open world, but I just.
But like to explore wherever it is he's in, like that shit would be dope.
There was Beetlejuice video game.
Yeah, that Beetlejuice world he's in.
It was an open world?
That was not open world, but it's just crazy to know that Beetlejuice did have a video game for the Game Boy and the NES.
Because he is that.
Yep. And you said the NES, bro. You know how bad that is.
Hey man, hey, you know what? We're not gonna have no Beetlejuice slander. And just because of the Beetlejuice slander, we this is where we're ending it off, okay?
I love it.
Beetlejuice will suffice. But y'all have seen what we like as far as trying to make an open world game. Go in the comments, let us know some of your favorite 90s cartoons that you would love to see as an open world video game, or just some in general. And hey, we might start discussing them on here. But we want to thank CP for joining us, man. You know, like you said, bro, you a regular. You here. Thank you for coming back to the house. Chicken and all the other shit is on the stove. Grab your plate before you go. We have been the Arcade Token. Shout out to Zordon for all of our tech needs. As always, I am the Anomaly Will Ferro.
Leo Thomas, aka Mr. Slick Living.
Patrick Cloud.
And we will catch you next time.